r/ProRevenge.
$10 and a pencil. A post I made in another subreddit reminded me of this one. Enjoy. A few years ago, after changing jobs, I found myself in a new office, with a new phone number. After some orientation, training and other new hire stuff, I finally get to sit down and do the things. I get my voicemail and answering machine set up the email, and the phone rings. Good morning, Railroad Engineering. Yeah, when can I take the GED test? Sorry, wrong number. Click. Rings again. Seriously, when can I take the GED test? Like I said, wrong number. Bye. This went on for weeks. 15 to 20 calls a day. People screaming at me for not being the adult learning center. One day, an epiphany. This isn't the adult learning center? Nope. Do you know the number? Check Google. I did. This is the number on their website. Oh really? A little Google foo of my own, and I dig up a few numbers and give them a call. They tell me that they don't maintain their website, and there's nothing they can do about it, and it's not their problem. I'm just going to have to deal with it. My favorite line of that conversation was, "What are you going to do about it?" I work for the state. You can't do naughty word. Bye-bye. And you can imagine that bye-bye just dripped with the condescension that only hubris and decades of Karenhood can muster. Oh. Hell. No. Let's dance. The next day. Good morning, Railroad. When can I take the GED test? We give that on request. It takes about an hour and a half. Come on down. Oh, awesome. How much is it? $10. Bring a pencil. We'll sharpen yours, but we can't supply them. Budget cuts, you know. Nah, I get it. See you in a bit. Take your time. They don't like me telling you this, but if you get here before we close, they have to give you the test. See you when you get here. Thanks, man. See you later. Now for those of you who don't know, the GED test takes a whole naughty day. It also usually costs upward of $100, depending on the state. In the state I was living and working at the time, it was around $200. As such, it was only offered at certain intervals. So, as I was telling dozens of people per day that it was $10, took 90 minutes, and offered on request, I'm sure that they were absolutely inundated with angry people with freshly sharpened number 2 pencils, waving their $10 bills, and demanding the test that the guy on the phone told them they could come and take. Every morning, I checked the website, to see if my phone number was still on there. I also took the liberty of crawling around and getting the phone numbers for some managers. I was happy to hand these out when people called back to complain that they hadn't been allowed to take the test. Head back down there, and ask to speak to random director and tell them that they called the number on the website and this is what they were told. It took them about 6 more weeks to change the website. For some reason, all of the managers' numbers disappeared from the website as well.
A response to the post.
Many years ago I rented a house where the previous renters had been a couple of doctors out of Harvard Medical School. They got an absolute ton of junk mail. When they moved they thought they'd be clever and selectively file "I've moved" notices and let all their junk mail keep filling up my mailbox. I called them and asked them to file with the post office to forward all their mail and they told me to F off. I started writing deceased on all mail that came to them and tossing it back in the mailbox. About 6 months later I got a very angry phone call from them because apparently one of the pieces of mail was from Harvard for their 10-year reunion. Because I had written deceased on the mail to them, which they hadn't thought to file an individual forwarding notice for, they were listed as deceased in the "Where are they now" part of the materials handed out at the reunion.
A response to the post.
Ha ha ha, that's awesome. I still don't understand why they couldn't just contact the company that managed their website to get the number updated. Takes a whole of 5 minutes at most to complete. Well played.
A response to this comment.
Unfortunately, having worked for the government, I can tell you why. Customer service is typically not priority. Often they don't have to worry about customer retention and sales. The person responsible for answering the phones was also likely the person responsible for updating the website. For them, Having an incorrect number displayed equaled less work for them. When the complaints started rolling in about bad information getting out, someone else had a vested interest in getting the number changed. Op was brilliant in the execution of this plan.
A response to the post.
Reminds me of that pizza place that didn't care that they put a wrong number in their ad. https://www.reddit.com/r/pro-revenge/comment/a5fa9i/accidentally_put_a_newspaper/.
A response to the post.
Man, this jogged a memory from when I was a kid. My dad did something really similar. We moved into a new house and got a new phone number, which for some reason was the same number of a local business. I was pretty young, maybe 6 or so, and I don't remember exactly what the business was, but we got calls for them a lot. I remember specifically my dad actually driving us to the place to let the people know, and the owner or whoever was talking to us telling us to kick rocks. He then did the same thing, making absolutely outlandish promises to people who called and, when necessary, being super rude to people before unplugging the phone line. Took about a month and finally the calls stopped. If I remember correctly, it was an auto repair or maybe a general service car shop. Could have been a smog check place too, as this was LA County in the early mid-90s. Hilarious memory and great post op, thanks for sharing.
A response to the post.
Should have left those numbers and reviews for them, as a way to jump the line.